It only feels right at this point to do a dedication to Hayley Squires' family, who are watching on Facebook
They
Live
are watching,
right now.
They are watching on Facebook. Family and friends and sick boyfriend. Hello.
We have to talk about I, Daniel Blake. What a film. We talked to Rebecca, obviously the producer, and Dave, who is your co-actor in that, co-lead. It's such an incredible film. Did you say yes straight away?
Yeah, I would have said yes to being a tea lady for Ken Loach, to be honest. If he'd asked me to come along and make sandwiches, I would have done that. Yeah, of course. I got the call to go and meet Ken and Carleen, our casting director, without Paul's script. I didn't have Paul's script at the time, and then we went through 3 rounds of auditions, and then they called and said I had the part, and Ken actually called me and said thank you, which was just bizarre to me, because it was a case of course, there's no way I'd ever say no. He's one of my heroes, as is Paul Laverty, the screenwriter. I've always wanted to work with them both, so it's just a dream.
And do you think that, I suppose this is a story that a lot of people identify with, and characters that a lot of people feel like they see themselves in, or see people that they know in. Has this been a story that's opened up conversations with you? Have people stopped you in the street and wanted to talk about it?
Yeah, it's been mad. I was a bit unsure about, because it was shown at different film festivals across Europe before it came out here, and we had a really strong outpouring of love for it, and I didn't know how it was going to be received here. But the stories have just been really, really moving. People talking to us on Twitter, people writing to us, conversations in The Guardian, conversations in different newspapers, in Parliament, and people, just everyday people, who in one way or another it's touched them, and they've got in touch with us, and it's just been, there's been a real outpouring. It's been quite moving.
It's obviously very difficult to get British independent films made. Why do you think it is so important that these kind of stories are told here in Britain? Why is that important?
I think as an artist, as a filmmaker, it's a wonderful gift to have. It's up to you what stories you choose to tell. Nobody should ever dictate that to you, which is the wonderful thing about independent movies. But I also think that there is a level of responsibility that you have as a filmmaker. I knew that stepping into this, having the part that I knew I had a responsibility to the women I was trying to portray, to make sure that I did it justice. And so I think that with having a voice, you have a level of responsibility of what you should be saying with that voice.
Definitely. Well, tonight is about celebrating those brilliant stories and celebrating those brilliant films. So important questions are, when will you have your first drink? Are you pacing yourself, or is it straight in?
Absolutely pacing myself.
The family's watching. Mum?
Pacing myself. She's already sent a text message to my best mate.
What to say? Keep you in line.
Just be careful. I'm going to have a drink when I go through there, probably, Alice.
Okay.
And just enjoy the evening. I'm hoping it's going to make me feel a bit Christmassy as well.
Yeah, it definitely has a kind of magical feeling in the air. I think it's a lot of people in a room with a lot of people they admire, which is always a nice thing.
Yeah, which is making me a little bit nervous. But we had a BIFA dinner the other 2 weeks ago, and one of the people from BIFA stood up and spoke, Pippa. She gave the nicest speech, and it was just a case of we're really pleased to have you all, and let's just enjoy it. And yeah, it's a lovely feeling.
Oh, great. Well, have a great night.
Thank you.
Mum, Dad, she's in safe hands. It's
all
totally
good.
fine. It's
Don't
all
worry.
good. And massive congrats on the movie.
Thanks so much, Alice. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Cheers.